You need to see this before September 18th. This is not a drill. This is not a test. What is about to unfold in our skies between September 18th and September 21st is a celestial event so rare, so vibrationally potent, that it will be spoken of for generations to come by those who are awake enough to understand its power. The masses will look up, see the moon, and see nothing out of the ordinary. But you, the one who was guided to this message, you are not like the masses. You are a chosen one, a light worker, a starseed, a soul who signed a contract before you ever took a breath in this lifetime to be here for this exact moment. A cosmic gateway is creaking open, and the lunar occultation of Venus is the key. Before we go any deeper into what this means for you, for your mission, and for your very soul, I need you to do 3 things immediately to anchor your energy and signal to the universe that you are ready to receive this download. First, like this video to send a ripple of conscious energy out into the collective. Second, subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications, because the updates over the next 72 hours will be critical. And third, go down to the comments right now and type 999 to complete the energetic circuit and declare your readiness for this profound completion and transformation. Do it now. The energy is already building, and your conscious participation is paramount. What is happening is not merely an astronomical alignment, it is a divine intervention. The moon, our great cosmic mother, the ruler of our subconscious tides, our deepest emotions, and our hidden intuitive wisdom, will pass directly in front of the planet Venus. Venus, the celestial beacon of love, harmony, beauty, value, and the divine feminine principle in its most relational form, will be momentarily veiled, eclipsed by the raw, untamed power of the lunar body. Think of what this means. The conscious, social, aesthetically pleasing face of love, the Venusian energy we project to the world, is being put on pause. It is being hidden behind the deep, dark, mysterious, and often wounded face of our inner emotional world, the moon. This is a forced recalibration of the heart. The universe is saying, stop looking outside of yourself for validation. Stop defining your worth by your relationships, your possessions, or how others perceive you. The external validation systems are being temporarily shut down. For 4 days, from September 18th to the 21st, you are being invited, no commanded, to go inward and face the truth of what you love, who you love, and how you love, without the filter of societal expectation. This is a stripping away of the illusion, a moment where the soul's true valuation system is brought online. This is not for everyone. Many will experience this period as a time of confusion, emotional turmoil, arguments in relationships, and a sudden feeling of lack or emptiness. They will not understand that the emptiness is a sacred void, created to be filled with something new, something real, something that comes directly from Source. This is why you are here. The term chosen one is not about ego or superiority. It is a simple statement of fact about your soul's purpose. You chose to be an anchor point for these new frequencies. You chose to be a living, breathing transformer of cosmic energy for the planet. Your energetic body, your DNA, your very consciousness, has been preparing for this occultation for months, perhaps even years. Have you been feeling a strange sense of impatience, a feeling that you are waiting for something you can't name? Have your dreams become more vivid, more symbolic, filled with messages about love, loss, and self-worth? Have you felt a growing dissatisfaction with superficial connections and a deep soul-level craving for authentic heart-centered truth? These were not random moods. These were the pre-shocks. Your higher self was tuning your energetic field to be able to receive the immense download that is about to occur when the moon veils Venus. This event is a trigger, a cosmic activation code designed specifically for your energetic signature. It is designed to unlock dormant spiritual gifts, to dissolve ancient karmic contracts related to love and value, and to catapult you into the next phase of your divine mission on Earth. The energy of this alignment will bypass the conscious mind of the sleeping masses, but for you it will feel like a lightning bolt to the heart chakra. It is a direct transmission, and your only job is to be open enough to receive it without fear. The celestial mechanics of this are profoundly symbolic. The moon in Vedic astrology, or Jyotish, represents the manas, the mind and emotional body. It is our internal landscape. Venus, or Shukra, represents our capacity for pleasure, our resources, our love, and our connection to the divine feminine creative force, the goddess Lakshmi. When the moon covers Venus, it is a sacred darshan, a moment where our internal emotional state is forced to confront our external values. It is a divine audit of the heart, all the ways you have betrayed your own heart for external security, all the relationships you have stayed in out of fear rather than genuine love, all the times you have said yes when your soul screamed no, all of it will come to the surface for review. This is not a punishment. It is a liberation. The moon in its raw power is acting as a sacred purifier. It is absorbing and dissolving the false matrices of love that have been programmed into humanity for eons. The matrix of conditional love, of transactional relationships, of love as a source of pain and suffering. This is what is being occulted, hidden from view, so that the true frequency of 5D, unconditional divine love, can finally begin to anchor in your heart space. You are being asked to become a vessel for this new frequency, but you cannot pour pure water into a dirty glass. This occultation is the cosmic cleaning crew, scrubbing your heart of all the energetic debris that is preventing you from embodying your true divine nature. It will be intense, it may be uncomfortable, but it is the most profound gift the cosmos can offer you right now. If you are feeling the truth of these words resonating deep within your being, if you feel a stirring in your heart or a quickening of your spirit, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, acknowledge the part of you that has been waiting for this confirmation. Right now, go to the comments and declare with conviction, "I am ready to receive." By typing these words, you are not just interacting with a video, you are performing a digital ritual. You are sending a clear signal through the quantum field, letting your guides, your higher self, and the universe know that you are consciously and willingly participating in this grand heart activation. This is your consent. This is your alignment. Now, let's talk about the first spiritual awakening sign that most people will miss, and the trap that accompanies it. The first sign is a sudden and overwhelming wave of unexplained emotion. This will not feel like your normal sadness or a bad mood. This will feel ancient, profound, and untethered to any current event in your life. You might be driving your car and suddenly burst into tears, feeling a grief that seems to belong to the entire world. You might be in a meeting and feel a surge of rage so pure it frightens you. Or you might feel a wave of ecstatic, blissful joy that feels completely alien. This is the lunar energy pulling up deep, unprocessed emotional data from your subconscious mind, your ancestral line, and even your past lives. The energy of the occultation is dredging the bottom of your emotional ocean. This is the sign. You are not going crazy. You are cleansing. Here is the critical spiritual trap you must avoid. The trap of personalization. The ego mind will immediately try to find a reason for this emotion. It will say, "I am crying because my boss was rude to me yesterday," or "I am angry because of that political news story." It will try to attach the vast, impersonal, cosmic emotion to a small, personal story. When you do this, you trap the energy. You take a universal cleansing wave and you shrink it down into a personal problem, which then gets stuck in your energy field as resentment or depression. Your task during these 4 days is to become the divine witness. When the wave of emotion comes, do not ask, "Why am I feeling this?" Instead, say, "I am noticing a powerful energy of grief moving through me. I honor it, and I allow it to be released." Feel it fully in your body, without creating a story around it. See it as energy in motion. Emotion. Allow it to wash through you and out of you. This is how you transmute ancient pain, not just for yourself, but for the entire collective. You are an alchemical vessel. Do not mistake the poison you are transmuting for your own personal sickness. This is your sacred work. The ability to feel deeply without becoming entangled in the story is a master-level skill, and this lunar occultation is your final exam. Pass it, and you will unlock a level of emotional freedom and intuitive clarity you have never known was possible. This is the first key to navigating this powerful gateway. The others are just as crucial. You have committed to becoming the divine witness, to allowing these vast cosmic emotions to move through you without attaching them to your small personal stories. This is the foundational practice for the next 72 hours. By mastering this, you have already placed yourself in the top 1% of awakened souls on this planet. You are no longer a victim of your emotions, you are an alchemist of universal energies. Now, let us deepen that practice as we explore the second sign, a phenomenon that will become your primary source of guidance if you learn to interpret it correctly. The second spiritual awakening sign is that your dreamscape will become a hyper-vivid, coded reality. The veil between the conscious and the subconscious mind is not just thinning, it is dissolving. The moon, the absolute ruler of the dreamtime, of the astral plane, and of your deep subconscious, is performing a sacred act upon Venus, the ruler of your heart. Therefore, your subconscious is being given a direct, unfiltered line to your heart's deepest truths, wounds, and desires. Your dreams will no longer be random assortments of the day's events. They will become potent, symbolic, cinematic productions curated by your higher self. You may find yourself dreaming of past lovers, not because you need to reconcile with them but because they represent an unhealed aspect of your own capacity to give and receive love. You may dream of finding hidden rooms in your childhood home symbolizing newly accessible parts of your own consciousness. Dreams of water, tsunamis, calm lakes, deep oceans will reflect the state of your emotional body as it undergoes this immense purification. Pay close attention to any dreams involving sacred geometry, light language, or beings who communicate with you telepathically. These are not dreams, these are astral classroom sessions. You are being given direct downloads, energetic attunements, and crucial information for your path forward while your physical body rests. Your only job is to remember. However, with this incredible gift of divine communication comes the second great spiritual trap, the trap of literal interpretation. Your 3D, ego-based mind will try to take these profound, multi-layered symbolic messages and interpret them through a flat, literal lens. If you dream of an ex-partner, the ego will whisper, "This is a sign, you must call them. You are meant to be together." This is a catastrophic misinterpretation. The X in the dream is a symbol. They represent a pattern, a frequency of love you once held, a lesson you are being asked to finally integrate. To call them would be to take a spiritual final exam and willfully write down the wrong answer, choosing to repeat the grade rather than graduate. If you dream of a financial windfall, the ego will urge you to engage in reckless behavior, believing a lottery win is imminent. It misses the point entirely. The dream is signaling an opening of your internal channels of abundance and self-worth, which must be cultivated from within before it can manifest externally. You must become a dream archaeologist, not a fortune teller. When you wake, immediately write down everything you can remember. Do not ask, "What is going to happen?" Ask, "What part of me is this dream showing me? What is the feeling behind this symbol? What is the core message my soul is trying to communicate to my heart?" The dream is a mirror, not a crystal ball. Treat its contents with reverence and deep symbolic inquiry, and you will unlock a navigation system more powerful than any GPS, guiding you directly from your soul. To mistake its symbolic language for literal instruction is to walk directly into a karmic loop you are being divinely offered the chance to escape. As your inner world becomes this vibrant tapestry of messages, your outer world will begin to mirror it back to you with breathtaking precision. This leads us to the third sign of this Venusian occultation activation. Synchronicities will go into hyperdrive. The subtle winks from the universe will become loud, undeniable shouts. You will think of a long-lost friend, and they will text you within the hour. You will be pondering a deep spiritual question about self-love, and you will walk past a bookstore with a book on that exact topic displayed prominently in the window. You will see repeating number sequences everywhere: 1111, 222, 444, 999, on license plates, clocks, and receipts. These are not coincidences. There is no such thing as coincidence in an awakened reality. These are cosmic confirmation markers. They are the universe's way of saying, yes, keep going. You are on the right path. We see you. We are with you. The frequency of your own energy field, which is being recalibrated by this lunar Venusian alignment, is beginning to resonate in perfect harmony with the quantum field. As a result, the external world has no choice but to organize itself around your point of consciousness, reflecting your internal state back to you. It is a feedback loop of magic. The more you notice and acknowledge these synchronicities with gratitude, the more they will appear. You are literally co-creating a reality where you are in constant conscious conversation with the cosmos. This constant conversation is a beautiful, validating experience, but it also presents the third spiritual trap, the trap of dismissal or obsessive analysis. There are two ditches on either side of this sacred path. On one side is the trap of dismissal. This is the voice of the conditioned, cynical 3D mind that says, it's just a coincidence. You're just seeing what you want to see. Don't be silly. Every time you give in to this voice, you sever your connection to the magical flow. You are telling the universe that you are not listening, and the messages will begin to fade. You must actively choose to believe in the magic that is unfolding around you. On the other side of the path is the equally dangerous trap of obsessive analysis. This is where the ego hijacks the process and turns it into an intellectual exercise. It becomes desperate to know the exact, specific meaning of every single number. I saw 347. What does it mean? What am I supposed to do? This creates anxiety and pulls you out of your heart and into your head, which is the very opposite of this event's intention. The true purpose of a synchronicity is not to give you a complex puzzle to solve. It is to make you feel aligned. When you see 444, the message isn't a long paragraph in an angel number book. The message is the feeling you get in that moment, a feeling of peace, protection, and being on the right track. The feeling is the message. Your work is to simply notice, smile, say thank you to the universe, and let that feeling of aligned flow carry you forward. Acknowledge the sign, receive the feeling, and let it go. Do not dismiss it, and do not dissect it to death. If you have been noticing the increase in vivid dreams and the explosion of synchronicities in your life, know that this is a definitive sign that you are a chosen one, fully plugged into the energetic grid of this cosmic event. Your receivers are online. Let's anchor this recognition. Go to the comments right now and declare, I am open to the sings. This acts as a powerful affirmation, amplifying your ability to perceive the messages the universe is sending you and confirming your active role in this beautiful co-creation. You are telling the cosmos that you are paying attention. This leads us directly to the fourth sign, which is an intensely physical and instinctual experience. It is the sudden and unshakable urge to detoxify, purge and simplify. This will manifest on every level of your being. Physically, you may suddenly find yourself repulsed by the very foods you used to enjoy. Processed sugars, heavy meats, alcohol, and caffeine may suddenly feel like poison in your system. You will instead find yourself craving clean, living foods, fruits, vegetables, and vast amounts of pure water. This is not a diet. This is an instinctual upgrade. Your physical body, your sacred vessel, is struggling to hold the high-frequency 5D light that is flooding your system as a result of this occultation. It knows it must release density to accommodate this new light. This urge will extend to your environment. You will feel a compulsive need to declutter your home, to get rid of old objects that hold stagnant energy, to clean every corner, to open the windows and let fresh air in. It will also apply to your information diet. You may find yourself suddenly unable to tolerate the low vibrational frequency of mainstream news, gossip, or violent entertainment. You will crave silence, the sounds of nature, or high-frequency music. This is your entire energetic system, from your cells to your living room, screaming for a frequency matched to the new heart-centered reality that is being born within you. The profound beauty of this energetic purge is undeniable, But it comes with the fourth, very subtle spiritual trap, the trap of pious judgment and rigidity. As your own system purifies, the ego may be tempted to look upon others who are not on the same path with judgment and a sense of superiority. You might think, how can they eat that poison? Or why are they wasting their time with that mindless television? This is a spiritual dead end. Your purification is for you. It is your journey. To use your personal evolution as a weapon to judge another is to create negative karma and instantly lower your own vibration back down to the level of separation and ego. Everyone is on their own unique path and timeline, and your role is to be a living, breathing example of radiant health and peace, not a sanctimonious critic. The other side of this trap is turning the purification process against yourself through rigidity. The ego can take a beautiful intuitive desire for cleanliness and turn it into a harsh militaristic regime. I must only eat raw foods. I must meditate for 2 hours a day. I must not have a single negative thought. This replaces intuitive flow with stressful, joyless discipline. The process becomes a punishment rather than a liberation. The key is to approach this detoxification with radical self-love and gentleness. Listen to your body's whispers. If you slip up and eat something dense, forgive yourself instantly and with love. If you only have 10 minutes to meditate, that is perfect. The intention is to honor your body and your space, not to punish them into a state of perceived perfection. Be gentle. Be kind to yourself. The path to 5D is paved with compassion, especially for yourself. Anything less is just a new, more spiritual cage built by the same old ego. You have embraced the sacred purge. You are listening to your body, honoring your space, and allowing the dense, low vibrational energies to fall away with grace and self-compassion. As you create this pristine inner and outer temple, you create a vacuum, a sacred emptiness, and the universe, which abhors a vacuum, will rush to fill it. But it is what happens before it is filled that constitutes the fifth and perhaps most challenging spiritual awakening sign of this lunar occultation of Venus. As your own frequency rises, you will experience the great relational sorting. Understand this: everything in the universe operates on the principle of vibrational resonance. Like attracts like. As your energetic signature undergoes this massive upgrade, you will become vibrationally incompatible with certain people, places, and situations in your life. The connections that were built on trauma bonding, shared wounding, superficial interests, or karmic obligation will begin to feel dissonant, like a beautiful instrument playing a sour note. You will sit with a friend you've known for years, and suddenly realize you have absolutely nothing to say. The conversation which used to flow will now feel forced and draining. You will be in the presence of a family member and feel with a piercing clarity the profound energetic drain of their victim mentality. You might look at your romantic partner and see for the first time, without the filters of hope or denial, that you are on fundamentally different paths of growth. This is not a judgment. This is physics. It is not that you are better than them, or that they are bad people. It is simply that your frequencies no longer match. You are tuning your radio to 108.5 FM, the frequency of 5D heart-centered consciousness, and they are still broadcasting on 92.3 FM, the frequency of 3D survival and ego. There will be static. There will be interference. The connection will inevitably break. This can be one of the most painful and confusing parts of the awakening process. The heart, with its loyalty and memories, will grieve the loss of these connections. But your soul knows the truth. It knows that holding on to these energetic anchors will prevent you from ascending to the next level of your own evolution. The occultation of Venus by the moon is forcing this issue. The moon, your emotional truth, is eclipsing Venus, the planet of social harmony and keeping the peace. The universe is telling you that the time for keeping the peace at the expense of your soul's truth is over. Your authentic emotional reality is now taking precedence over polite social contracts. You will feel an undeniable pull towards solitude, not out of depression but out of a deep need to recalibrate your own energy field without the influence of others. Simultaneously, you may feel an electrifying pull towards new people who seem to appear out of nowhere, individuals with whom you feel an instant sense of recognition, a soul-deep resonance that feels more real than relationships you've had for decades. This is your new soul family, your tribe, congregating by vibrational invitation. This is not for everyone. It's for the chosen who are ready to change their reality. I released a members-only deep briefing called Your Gent Alert, September 21st, 22 new moon is about to change everything. In that video I reveal the exact activations and protections you must do. Click the description link or the pinned comment and watch it before the energy lands. If you skip this window, you may never get this same upgrade. This great sorting is a divine gift, but it presents the fifth and one of the most emotionally charged spiritual traps, the trap of guilt-ridden clinging or impulsive, angry severing. The first side of this trap is governed by fear and guilt. Your ego and your conditioned heart will scream, "You can't leave them. You've known them forever. They need you. Who will you be without them?" You will feel an immense weight of guilt for pulling your energy away, for no longer wanting to participate in the old dynamics. This guilt can cause you to cling to relationships that are actively draining your life force, keeping you tethered to a lower timeline out of a misplaced sense of obligation. You must understand, your greatest service to anyone is to hold the highest possible frequency you can. By staying in a low vibrational dynamic, you are enabling their patterns and betraying your own soul's mission. The other side of the trap is just as dangerous. It is the ego's impulsive and angry reaction. As you awaken to the toxicity of a dynamic, the ego can flare up in righteous indignation, leading you to sever ties with explosive arguments, blame, and drama. This creates messy energetic cords and negative karma. You cut the person out of your life, but you remain energetically entangled in the drama of the ending. The masterful path, the path of the chosen one, is the middle way, the path of compassionate release. You see the truth of the energetic mismatch without blame or judgment. You send them love from a distance. You bless them on their journey, and you quietly, gracefully, and firmly walk away. You allow the relationship to dissolve naturally. Some call it ghosting, but on a spiritual level, it is simply becoming energetically invisible to those who are not a match for your light. It is a quiet, sacred, and powerful act of self-love. You are here to build the new earth, and that cannot be done with people who are committed to the architecture of the old, crumbling world. Your connections must be a source of light, inspiration, and reciprocal energy. If you feel the truth of this in your soul, if you are feeling the call to curate your energetic circle with divine intention, go to the comments now. This is a declaration of sovereignty. Type, "I choose aligned connections." You are affirming to the universe that you are no longer available for energetic drains. You are ready for your soul tribe. You are claiming your right to relationships that nourish and elevate your spirit. As you clear your relational field, a vast amount of energetic space is created within you. This space allows for the sixth sign to emerge, and it is truly one of the most magical. You will experience a profound amplification of your intuitive senses, often referred to as the clairs. The lunar occultation of Venus is a direct portal activation for your third eye and high heart chakras. The moon, the seat of psychic ability and intuition, is pouring its raw, unfiltered energy directly into the domain of Venus, the heart. The result is a fusion of feeling and knowing, a heart-based intuition that is unshakable. Your subtle senses will come online in a way that may be startling at first. For some, this will be clairvoyance, clear seeing. You will begin to see flashes of light, energetic orbs in your peripheral vision, or have sudden vivid mental images that flash into your mind's eye like a movie scene, providing a piece of information you needed. For others, it will be clairaudience, clear hearing. You will hear a voice, either internally or externally, that gives you a clear, calm instruction or warning. It will not sound like your own panicked ego thought. It will be neutral, loving, and direct. You may also hear ringing in your ears, which is often a sign of a frequency shift or a download of information from your guides. Many will experience a surge of clairsentience, clear feeling. You will walk into a room and instantly feel the emotional residue of an argument that happened hours ago. You will be able to feel the truth or falsehood in someone's words, regardless of how convincing they sound. Your body will become a divine truth-meter, with your gut feelings becoming impossible to ignore. And perhaps most powerfully, many will awaken their claircognizance, clear knowing. You will simply know things without any logical explanation of how you know them. You will know that a job offer is not right for you. You will know that you need to take a different route home. It is a direct, instantaneous download of truth that bypasses the analytical mind entirely. This reactivation of your divine innate sensory system is your birthright. It is the navigation system you were designed to use to move through this reality. However, the world you were raised in has done everything in its power to make you believe it is not real. And that leads to the sixth and most critical spiritual trap for the awakening soul, the trap of logical self-doubt and the need for external validation. Your logical 3D conditioned mind will go to war with these new perceptions. The moment you have a claircognizant hit, your analytical mind will immediately jump in and demand proof. How do you know that? You can't possibly know that. That's just a crazy thought. What evidence do you have? This internal voice of doubt is the program of the Matrix, trying to keep you locked in a five-sense reality. If you listen to it, you will dismiss your own divine guidance. The second part of this trap is running to the external world for validation of your internal knowing. You'll get a gut feeling not to trust a new business partner, but because they seem great on paper, you'll ask your friends and family for their opinion. They, operating from the same 3D logic, will tell you you're being paranoid, and you'll go against your intuition, only to find out months later that your initial feeling was 100% correct. Every time you seek external validation for your inner truth, you are telling the universe that you do not trust yourself. You are giving your power away. Your work during this portal is to cultivate radical, unwavering self-trust. Treat your intuition as your primary source of intelligence. When a piece of intuitive guidance comes through, a feeling, a vision, a knowing, act on it. Start with small things. If you feel the urge to call a friend, do it. If you feel the urge to read a certain book, get it. As you act on these intuitive nudges and see the positive results, you will build the muscle of self-trust. Your intuition is a sacred channel. This occultation is clearing the static from that channel. Do not be the one who reintroduces the noise by doubting the signal. The messages are coming through clearer than ever before. Your only job is to listen and to trust. You have stood at the threshold. You have faced the great relational sorting, learning to release with compassion rather than guilt or anger. You have opened the sacred channels of your intuition, beginning the vital work of cultivating radical self-trust over the noise of external validation and internal doubt. You have arrived at the final gateway of this profound celestial activation. The work you have done so far has been about cleansing, clearing, and opening. The final stages are about activation and embodiment. This is where the purpose of the entire event crystallizes within your very being. This is where you transition from being a student of the universe to becoming a master in your own reality. The last two signs are not merely experiences. They are states of being that will define the next chapter of your life, if you have the courage to claim them. The seventh sign is the thunderclap of awakening that follows the quiet whispers of intuition. It is the deep, unshakable activation of your soul's divine mission. For months, perhaps years, you have felt a quiet, persistent ache in your soul, a sense of purpose just beyond your grasp. You knew you were here for something more, but the specifics remained shrouded in fog. The lunar occultation of Venus acts as a cosmic solar flare, burning away that fog with absolute finality. The moon's intuitive power, now unobscured, illuminates the Venusian core of your being, what you truly love, what you truly value. And in the fusion of these two energies, your purpose is revealed not as a thought, but as a cellular level knowing. You will wake up one morning during this 4-day portal, and you will simply know. You will know that the corporate job you've held for a decade is a cage for your spirit, and that your true work involves healing with sound. You will know that the novel you've been dreaming of is not a fantasy but a sacred text you are meant to channel. You will know that your mission is to create a sanctuary for animals, to teach sacred geometry, to be a conduit for divine feminine energy, or to simply hold a frequency of unwavering peace in a chaotic world. This knowing will not be a gentle suggestion, it will be an irrefutable command from your higher self. It will land in your body with such force and clarity that every other path will suddenly seem colorless and devoid of life. This is the moment your sacred contract is unsealed. The dormant codes within your DNA, the ones that hold the blueprint for your unique contribution to the ascension of this planet, are being switched on. The feeling of waiting will be over. The time for being and doing your divine work will have begun. The occultation is the starting pistol for the next great race of your soul's evolution. It is the ultimate alignment of your passion with your purpose, your heart with your destiny. This is urgent. Do not skip this. Watch the members-only briefing. Your urgent alert. September 21st, 22 new moon is about to change everything. What happens next will shock every spiritually awake chosen one. I reveal the activations and protections you must do before the new moon lands. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment now. This window won't wait. You are standing now in a place of profound power. Your relational field has been cleared, and your intuitive channels are broadcasting with a clarity you have never known. You are beginning to trust the whispers of your soul over the clamor of the world. But this new clarity does not just look forward. It also looks back deep into the fabric of your own history, into the very code of your blood and bone. Before your grand purpose can fully anchor, there is a deeper layer of the heart's matrix that must be addressed. A layer the lunar occultation of Venus is uniquely designed to excavate. This is the realm of your ancestry. The moon is the great mother, the keeper of our lineage, our genetic memory, and our inherited emotional patterns. Venus is the planet of love, value, and relationship. When the moon veils Venus, it is not just your personal history with love that is brought into the light. It is the entire emotional and relational legacy of your bloodline. You will begin to experience what can only be described as karmic echoes and ancestral downloads. You may find yourself suddenly overcome with a profound sadness and realize, with a flash of claircognizance, that you are feeling the grief of your great-grandmother who lost her true love. You might feel a surge of irrational anger towards your partner and recognize it not as your own, but as the same distrustful rage your grandfather carried after being betrayed. These are not your emotions, but you are the vessel through which they have chosen to be healed. As a chosen one, you are a karmic endpoint. You are the one soul in your lineage, strong enough and conscious enough to feel these ancient pains without becoming them, and in doing so, to transmute them for every generation that came before and every generation that will come after. You might have dreams of your ancestors, not as you knew them, but as young, vibrant people, and they might communicate with you, showing you their wounds, asking for your forgiveness, or offering you their strength. You may feel a sudden, inexplicable urge to visit the land of your ancestors, or to cook a food from your heritage. This is your DNA activating, calling you to reconnect with the roots of your soul's tree. The trap here is one of profound entanglement. The trap of blame and personal victimhood. The ego will be tempted to look at this inherited pain and say, "This is why my life is so hard. It's all their fault. I am a victim of my broken lineage." This perspective, while understandable, is a complete disempowerment. It keeps you chained to the very pattern you are here to break. The masterful approach is to see this inheritance not as a curse, but as a sacred trust. You are not the victim of your ancestors, you are their designated healer. Your work is to feel the echo, to honor their struggle with compassion. Yo, I see your pain, and I thank you for your journey, and then with sovereign power, to declare this pattern of suffering ends with me. I now release this from my bloodline, with love and gratitude. You become the liberator, not the casualty. This is one of the most profound acts of service you can perform, and this celestial alignment is providing the perfect energetic conditions to do it. As you perform this deep ancestral work, as you release centuries of stored emotional data, do not be surprised if your physical body begins to speak a strange and powerful language. The energy has to go somewhere. This leads to the next sign. intense and unexplained physical body sensations. These are often called ascension symptoms, and they are the literal physical manifestation of your body dropping density and upgrading its crystalline light structure. You may experience sudden heart palpitations or a fluttering in your chest. This is not a medical emergency. It is your heart chakra blasting open, expanding its capacity to hold the new frequencies of unconditional love. You may feel a strange buzzing or vibrating sensation throughout your body, especially when you are trying to sleep. This is your cellular structure, your very atoms, spinning at a higher frequency. It is the sound of your own light increasing in voltage. Many will feel tingling or a strange pressure at the top of their head. This is your crown chakra, your direct connection to Source, being activated and widened to receive more divine downloads. You might also experience aches and pains in your joints and muscles for no apparent reason. This is often old stored trauma and dense emotional energy that has been lodged in your physical tissues, now being shaken loose and released from your body. Your ears might ring at a high pitch, a sign of energetic attunements, and your guides downloading information directly into your energy field, bypassing your conscious mind. This physical upgrade is essential, but it can be frightening if you do not understand what is happening. This brings us to a crucial trap, the trap of fear-based medicalization. The 3D matrix has one primary response to any unexplained physical sensation: fear. The conditioned mind will immediately leap to the worst-case scenario, convinced you are having a heart attack or developing a serious illness. This fear itself is a low-frequency energy that can impede the upgrade process. While it is always wise to be prudent with your health, if you have checked in with a professional and all tests are clear, you must learn to trust the energetic process. Do not fall into a state of health anxiety, which only creates more density for your body to clear. Instead, when a sensation arises, place your hand on that part of your body and speak to it with love. Thank you, my heart, for expanding. I am safe. Thank you, my cells, for vibrating at a higher light. I support this process. Become a conscious, loving partner to your body. Nurture it with extra rest, clean water, and high vibrational foods. Understand that your body is not failing you. It is evolving right alongside you. It is your sacred chrysalis, and the discomfort you feel is simply the pressure of your new light body wings beginning to form. As your entire being, emotional, ancestral, and physical, undergoes this radical recalibration, your very perception of the foundational structure of reality will begin to warp. This is one of the most disorienting but definitive signs that you are shifting from a 3D to a 5D consciousness. The collapse and distortion of linear time, the past, present, and future, which you have always experienced as a straight line, will begin to feel fluid, cyclical, and simultaneous. You may experience intense periods of time speeding up, where an entire day feels like it has passed in a few hours. Conversely, you might experience moments where time seems to slow down, or even stand still. You will have waves of intense déjà vu, a feeling so strong that it is a certainty you have lived this exact moment before. This is because on a higher timeline, you are catching up to a version of yourself that has already experienced this. Memories from your distant past may surface with the emotional intensity and clarity of yesterday. You may even get flashes of what feel like memories from past lives, or glimpses of a potential future. You are beginning to operate from the now moment, the only point where all time exists. The rigid clockwork of the 3D matrix is dissolving because you are no longer a match for its frequency. This temporal fluidity is a sign of immense spiritual progress, but for the logical mind, it can feel like a descent into madness. And that is the trap. The trap of mental and emotional disintegration. The egoic mind is built upon the foundation of linear time. It defines you by your past and worries about your future. When that foundation begins to crumble, the ego can panic, fearing its own dissolution. It might try to convince you that you are losing your grip on reality, that you are becoming unstable. If you buy into this fear, you can create intense anxiety and a feeling of being ungrounded and lost. The key is to release the mind's need to understand and control time. When you experience a time distortion, do not fight it. Do not try to rationalize it. Simply observe it with curiosity. Our time is feeling very fast today. Isn't that interesting? Anchor yourself in the present moment by focusing on your breath, the feeling of your feet on the ground, or the sensations in your body. Understand that you are not going crazy. You are simply graduating from a limited linear perception of reality into a multi-dimensional quantum awareness. You are learning to surf the cosmic waves of time instead of being a prisoner on its straight and narrow tracks. If you are experiencing these deeper, more subtle shifts, the ancestral echoes, the bodily upgrades, the collapse of time, know that you are in the advanced stages of this activation. You are not just receiving the energy, you are fundamentally restructuring your entire reality. This is deep, sacred, and powerful work. Let us anchor this profound transformation. Go to the comments and declare this truth for all the universe to witness. I am a healer for my lineage. By typing these words, you are not just making a statement, you are accepting the sacred mantle of your role as a transmuter of ancient pain and a builder of new timelines for all who will follow. You are honoring the past, healing the present, and creating a liberated future. This is the true work of a chosen one. This profound activation is the moment you have been preparing for over many lifetimes. Yet, the sheer power of this clarity presents the seventh and intensely pragmatic spiritual trap, the trap of impatient action and 3D practicality panic. The moment this divine clarity lands, your 3D ego mind, the part of you conditioned for survival in a fear-based matrix, will go into a state of absolute panic. Two voices will begin screaming at you. The first is the voice of impatience. You must do it all now. Quit your job tomorrow. Sell your house. Launch the website. If you don't act immediately, you will miss the window. This voice creates frantic, chaotic, ungrounded energy. It pushes you to build a new reality from the frantic energy of the old one, which will only lead to burnout and collapse. The second voice is its twin, the voice of practicality panic. How will you pay your bills? You have no training for this. What will your family think? This is irresponsible and insane. This voice will try to drown your divine mission in a sea of logistical impossibilities, attempting to scare you back into the safety of your known misery. Both voices stem from the same root, a lack of trust in divine timing. The universe has given you the destination, the what. Your job now is not to sprint frantically or to freeze in fear, but to trust that the universe will also provide the how and the when. Your only task is to take the very first, most obvious, most joyful small step. You don't need a 5-year business plan. You just need to buy the domain name. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow. You just need to sign up for the crystal healing course. You must learn to hold the grand vision in your heart while taking grounded, peaceful, intuitive action in the present moment. Trust the unfolding. You have received the blueprint. Allow the divine architect to manage the construction schedule. To rush or to panic is to tell the universe you believe your small, fearful mind knows better than its infinite intelligence. This is your mission. This is your time. This is not a dress rehearsal. If you are feeling this surge of purpose, this inner knowing solidifying within you, then you must claim it. You must anchor it into this physical reality with a conscious declaration. Go to the comments right now and write with all the conviction of your soul, I embrace my divine purpose. Feel the power in those words. You are sending a shockwave through the quantum field, signaling to your guides and to the cosmos that you have accepted the assignment. You are reporting for duty. Finally, we arrive at the 8th and ultimate sign of this awakening. It is the culmination of all the others. After the emotional purges, the decoded dreams, the relational sorting, the intuitive awakening, and the activation of purpose, there is only one place left to arrive, a state of profound inner stillness. The 8th sign is a fundamental shift from a life of seeking to a life of being. For so long, your spiritual journey may have been characterized by a frantic search. You sought the right book, the perfect guru, the next workshop, the ultimate healing modality, the one piece of information that would finally make you feel whole. You were a seeker, constantly looking outside of yourself for answers, for validation, for a sense of peace. This lunar occultation of Venus is designed to end that search forever. By forcing your awareness inward, behind the veil of the social self, it guides you to the unshakable truth you were always looking for, that you are the portal, you are the source, you are the guru. The kingdom of heaven is, and always has been, within you. A profound sense of peace will descend upon you, a serenity that is not dependent on external circumstances. The chaos of the world may continue to rage, but it will feel distant, like a storm happening on the other side of a mountain. You will find that you no longer need to be right in arguments. You will no longer feel the desperate pull for others to like or approve of you. The gnawing feeling of not enoughness that has driven you for your entire life will simply dissolve. You will be content to simply sit in silence, to be with yourself, because in that silence, you feel the resonant hum of the entire cosmos. You have come home, to the temple of your own heart. This is not apathy or detachment. It is the ultimate state of sovereign power. From this still point, you can create, love and serve with an effectiveness that was impossible when you were operating from a place of lack and seeking. You become a walking, talking anchor of 5D frequency. Your very presence will have a healing, calming effect on others. This is the final graduation. This sacred state of being is the greatest gift of the awakening journey, but it comes with one last subtle test, the eighth and final spiritual trap, the trap of spiritual complacency, and the final test. Once you attain this state of inner peace, the ego can do one of two things. It can become complacent, believing it has arrived, and no longer needs to do the inner work. It might think, I've figured it all out. I'm enlightened now. This is a dangerous illusion. Embodiment is a daily practice, not a one-time achievement. You must continue to tend to your inner garden, to ground your energy, and to choose the path of love in every moment. The second, and more likely, part of this trap is that the universe will send you a final exam. It will manifest a person or situation that perfectly mirrors your oldest, deepest trigger. An ex might reappear. A family conflict you thought was resolved might flare up. A financial crisis might loom. This is not a punishment. It is a loving test from the cosmos to ask you, have you truly integrated the lesson? Will you react from your old 3D programming of fear, anger, and victimhood? Or will you respond from your new embodied 5D consciousness of peace, compassion, and sovereign choice? To fall into the trap is to be dragged back into the old drama, proving that the peace was conditional. To pass the test is to look upon the trigger with calm neutrality, to respond with love and firm boundaries, and to hold your center without being pulled into the storm. When you pass this test, you anchor this new state of being into your cells permanently. You have proven, not just to the universe but to yourself, that you have truly transformed. To navigate these final crucial days from September 18th to the 21st, here is your sacred protocol, your ritual of integration. On the night of the 19th, at the peak of the occultation, find a quiet space. Take a clear glass or bowl and fill it with pure water, representing the moon and your emotional body. Place into the water a single rose petal, a piece of copper, or a drop of pure rose essential oil, representing Venus and the frequency of divine love. Now take 2 small pieces of paper. On the first, write down the primary pattern of love and self-worth that you are now ready to release forever. It might be, I release the belief that I am not worthy of unconditional love, or I release the pattern of seeking validation from others. Fold this paper and safely burn it, watching the smoke carry the old energy away. On the second piece of paper, write your new Venusian declaration of being. It might be, I am a vessel of divine unconditional love, or my self-worth is inherent and unshakable. Fold this paper and place it under your bowl of charged water. Leave it overnight, allowing the lunar and Venusian energies to encode your intention. In the morning, drink the water, visualizing your new reality anchoring into every cell of your being. During this 4-day portal, adhere to this code of conduct. Do not initiate arguments, sign major contracts, or make life-altering decisions based on emotional reactions. Do hydrate your body with more water than usual. Ground your energy daily by walking barefoot on the earth. Journal your dreams and feelings without judgment, and spend as much time in silence and nature as possible. You are a fragile, beautiful butterfly emerging from a chrysalis. Be gentle with yourself. You who have listened to this entire message, you are not here by accident. You are the ground crew. You are the system busters and the paradigm shifters. This lunar occultation of Venus is not just happening to you, it is happening for you and through you. You are the chosen ones who have agreed to go through this intense recalibration first, so that you may light the path for the millions who will awaken after you. Hold your light steady, trust the process. Your heart is being retuned to the frequency of the new earth, and its song will be the anthem of a new golden age. If this message has served you, do not keep it to yourself. Like this video to anchor the frequency, subscribe to remain connected to this community, and share this transmission with at least one other soul whom you know is ready to receive it. We are in this together, and what is coming is more beautiful than we can possibly imagine.